Sorry, I missed a lot of my reactions, the instant reactions, but I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, so I couldn't really speak. I'm still recovering. It was a longer recovery than I expected, but anyways, I'm back now. And what a game to be back for! I mean, yesterday we saw the Pacers Celtics game one. That was very entertaining, even though it was ugly to watch. But this game, oh man, it was just as entertaining, not as ugly to watch. It had its moments, but we've got two great conference finals games one series. Game ones were both great, but in this video, we're going to be talking about the Mavericks versus the Timberwolves because that's the game that just happened. Yeah, the Mavericks took care of business and won. Kyrie Irving with a masterful first half performance. Luka Doncic with a remarkable fourth quarter performance. I believe he had like 15 points in the fourth quarter. Got to give it up to them boys. I mean, the whole Mavericks team as a whole could not shoot the three ball to save their life. I don't know what was going on there, but that was apparent, and it was dreadful to watch them shoot threes. But hey, they got the job done, and that's all that matters if you're a Mavericks fan. Now, if you're a Timberwolves fan, you executed your plan of limiting the three ball perfectly. However, there are some flaws in what we just saw. But before we talk about those flaws, we just need to continue to discuss the greatness of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. We need to talk about it a little more because, my goodness, well, we just watched the game. Do we really need to talk about it as much? I mean, Kyrie Irving went away in the second half, but Kyrie Irving's defense was amazing throughout the game. I mean, as a help side defender, as an on-ball defender. I mean, he makes it extremely difficult for players to get off, and because of that, Minnesota Timberwolves struggled early on in the game. Now, Luka Doncic, his defense is always horrendous. But in the fourth quarter, when he needed to play defense, this dude locked in and played defense. Now, he's a high IQ player. Now, and I do have to get this out the way. A lot of the offensive rebounds that the Timberwolves were getting were Luka Doncic's fault because he was the one not blocking out the person coming in from the weak side, and then he throws his hands up. That was getting me irritated, but I let it slide because he had a game-changing play when he was help side, and he deflected the lob or the pass, whatever you want to call it. That was the game-changing defensive play of the game. There's always a play like that every game, and Luka Doncic gets credited that play. So I was very impressed with the legendary performances by this duo as a conference final. I mean, I've been on the Mavericks ever since the trade deadline, saying that they're going to be the finals team from the West, and they're 3 wins away. Now, will they beat the Celtics? Probably not, but I'm gonna keep hoping. But anyways, this series is not over. That was just game one. Now we're going to talk about the Timberwolves. As I said, they executed their game plan of not letting the three ball, but in doing that, they got annihilated in drop coverage. Now, it wasn't as bad as the announcers were making it seem, but it wasn't great. I mean, in the fourth quarter, once Luka Doncic got his rhythm, he was getting mid-range shot after mid-range shot. And as the announcers say, once he has you on your back, Luka Doncic is not going to let you get back in front of him. And that allows him to just score relentlessly. And then anytime you think you get around him, he just goes backwards, and that's how he creates his space. I mean, Luka Doncic is an offensive mastermind, and historically, drop coverage is not good against offensive masterminds. And you have to factor in the fact that they have Kyrie Irving too. Yeah, offensive masterminds are gonna expose that defense. But yeah, once you get away from talking about that drop coverage, there's only a few issues that the Timberwolves had. I mean, they didn't effectively score in the paint enough, given the fact that they have a huge size advantage. I mean, you have a size advantage, you should score. But the biggest thing I saw is Anthony Edwards not being able to continually score tonight, and it's because he was guarding Kyrie Irving. Now, he did call Kyrie Irving out, but Kyrie Irving is better off-ball mover than Jamal Murray is, and he's just a better mover without the basketball. And that got Anthony Edwards very tired very quickly, and that led to Anthony Edwards being unable to really have that extra burst that we're accustomed to seeing down the stretch of games. And because of that, the half-court offense of the Timberwolves hit some stalemates and didn't get going until after a timeout, they would hit a burst or whatnot. Like, as soon as they got an energy burst, that's when they could go, and it's because Anthony Edwards needed that energy burst. And moving forward to the next game, I feel like you do have to take Anthony Edwards off of Luka or off of I should have said off of Kyrie. He shouldn't be guarding one of those two players for every minute he's in the game. Now, I know he takes pride in that, but in the fourth quarter, when you need to go out and score, you are the number one option on your team. You need to have the offense. And that's why a lot of one options don't guard the best player. Now, it doesn't mean he's not a good defender. It just means you need to have your energy late in game. And that's okay. That's why a lot of number one options do not play they do not guard the best player on the opposing team for the entire game. Now, he can guard him when the starting five's in, but when you have a lineup of Anthony Edwards, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jaden McDaniels, Cat, Naz Reid, or any lineup where you have the first three names I mentioned, there's no reason he should be guarding Kyrie or Luka. That should be his time off of those two. And I really hope that they make that adjustment, even though it might be hard for Anthony Edwards. Trust me, I love that he wants to guard Kyrie Irving. It's just, in order for the Timberwolves to win the series and to win games like this, he has to be able to hit that gear in the fourth quarter. Because without that, there's not much they can do to combat the offense of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. And that's really all you really need to discuss. I didn't get my predictions out for the conference finals, so I'm not going to act like I predicted this, but you know what? Just explore this channel. Just explore this channel. Now, the Timberwolves still have a very, 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 very good chance of making it to the finals. But they do have to figure out how they're going to stop Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, and they also have to figure out how they're going to keep their offense going through the stretch of games. Now, they hit a bunch of three-pointers. I didn't show enough love to Jaden McDaniels this video. Hold up. Before we go, Jaden McDaniels' first half was electric. Did not miss. That was great. Hopefully the second half didn't ruin his confidence that he had from the prior games leading up to this one and then what he did in the first half. But there is also the possibility that was just a Linsanity three-point shooting run. And as someone that wants the Mavericks to move on just so he looks right and looks better at predicting things, I hope that Linsanity run runs out. But you know what? Props to him. Great shooting performance. Keep shooting. As an NBA fan, I love to see this. But yeah, this game one was exciting. If we get 6 more games like it, I'll be very, very happy as an NBA fan. But yeah, I want the Mavericks to win, and they're winning, so that's great. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the rest of the series. Boston Celtics Pacers, game 2 tomorrow. I got the Boston Celtics and a blowout win because, yeah. All right, I'm going to end the video before I start crying. But yeah, hope y'all have a good one. Stay safe. Bye.